important to connect with what's real in this world, and there is nothing more real than nature. In my mind, it's the most wholesome place you could possibly be. So when I go out there into my element, into the place that I feel most at home, I feel at peace, I feel warm, I feel welcome. I feel like I'm in the place that as a human I was meant to be. Rock climbing, rafting, kayaking, abseiling, coast-steering, pretty much anything that enables me to push the limit or access places that I wouldn't otherwise be able to get to. I don't have a limit when it comes to trying new things. I feel like if I'm not learning something new, then what's the point in living? Life is a bit of a roller coaster, and I was definitely pretty close to coming right off the tracks. I had no motivation, no direction. I always felt like I was a failure. I didn't feel like I was good enough. I didn't fit in school. I smoked drugs every day. I became quite depressed with the person that I thought I was going to be for the rest of my life. I have ADHD, and my mental health is something I've struggled with my entire life. I didn't necessarily realise that it was actually my mind that was making me feel this way, but it definitely wasn't a positive place to be in. I wasn't raised to be this person. I have the most loving family. My mum and dad would always support me as much as they could. I was raised to be a good human, and I wasn't being a good one. I stood up on my bed and I said, I'm going to walk around New Zealand, I'm going to change my life. And from that moment, I was on a new path. I'd taken the most challenging step of my entire life. It was the first step in the right direction. The positive mind shift is what fixed my life. I stood up and I took control of my life. I realised that, there's no such thing as being lucky. You have to make your own luck in this world. So I did. Begged my dad to drive me up to the very, very top of New Zealand. I gathered all the things that I thought I might need, put them in a backpack. This is my time, this is my chance. Nothing's holding me back, so I'm just going to move forward in the only way I knew how, which was fast and without thinking. The rivers and the mountains and the cliffs and the hunger. I wanted to make this as real as possible. I wanted to be a part of nature. I wanted to be, at one with everything that was around me. I had to live off the land. I had to, hunt for all of my own food, because if I didn't, I was going to starve. After 600 days, I just walked around every single corner on the coastline of New Zealand, and I saw a very familiar sight. It was the lighthouse that I left, and it was at that moment I realised that I'd just become the first person to walk the entire coastline of New Zealand. The first chapter of my life was changing it, followed by the most recent chapter in Stewart Island, walking across Greenland and kayaking around Vancouver Island. This is my life. From expedition to expedition, I have a few months off to recover, and I go crazy during those few months until I'm able to get back out there again. Mostly mental challenges. The physical stuff is something that you can always push through if your mind is strong enough, but if your mind's not strong enough, you have nothing. If I wanted to go and walk around New Zealand with $0, I could, and that taught me that you don't need anything to make anything happen in life. You need to be driven, you need to have the right motivation, and you need to give yourself direction. If you find what makes you happy, if you do what you're passionate about, chase your passion, and you'll be amazed at how far you can go.